Congratulations! You just landed a job running an unregulated online casino based out of a rented 2-room apartment in Curacao. Your grandfather thought a casino operator had to wear a sharp tuxedo, stand next to a roulette wheel in Monte Carlo, and look like a cinematic villain. But it turns out the modern villain wears gray sweatpants, drinks lukewarm energy drinks, and manages a server stack that prints money while people sleep in their beds 5,000 miles away. The physical casino business is an absolute nightmare to run. You have to buy expensive velvet carpets, pay for massive electricity bills to keep the neon lights flashing, and hire massive security guards named Boris to throw out people who have clearly had too many free gin and tonics. In the digital world, we do not have those overhead costs. We do not give you free drinks. We do not give you a nice hotel room with a view of the Las Vegas Strip. We give you a flashing icon of a golden leprechaun on a screen that is currently 3 inches from your face at 4 a.m. And you will happily give us your paycheck for the privilege of staring at it. Global online gambling is a massive industry, pulling in over $100 billion a year. That is a lot of money spent by people who genuinely believe they have a secret strategy for a digital random number generator. Our primary goal as an operator is very simple. We do not call it losing your life savings. We call it an aggressive rebalancing of your personal portfolio toward our corporate bank account. Most people think an online casino is a game of chance. It is actually a game of software architecture and psychological friction. We love the human brain because it was evolved to hunt mammoths on the African savanna, which makes it absolutely helpless against modern web development. Our value promise to the world is that anyone can become a millionaire while sitting on a public toilet. Our promise to our shareholders is that we will make sure you lose your rent money before your phone battery hits 10%. Let us pull back the curtain on how this magical machine actually operates. The absolute best part of our business model is that the customer walks through the door completely voluntarily because we offered them free money. If a stranger on the street offers you $1,000 for free, you immediately assume they are going to steal your organs. But if a website with a colorful banner offers you a 100% match bonus up to $1,000, you instantly think you are a financial genius who just outsmarted the system. The welcome bonus is the ultimate bait. It is the psychological equivalent of cheese in a mousetrap, except the mouse actively boasts to his friends about how much cheese he is about to get. When a player deposits $1,000, we instantly slap another 100% on top of it. Now they have $2,000 in their digital wallet, and they feel like the king of Wall Street. But here is where the fun begins. Tucked deep inside our terms and conditions page, written in a gray font that is practically invisible, unless you are using a military-grade microscope, lies the wagering requirement. We set our wagering requirement at a very modest 40 times rollover. To the average casual player, 40 times sounds like a small number, but they think it means they just need to spin the digital wheel 40 times, and then they can buy a jet ski. Mathematically, a 40 times rollover on a $2,000 total balance means the player must place $80,000 worth of total bets before they are legally allowed to withdraw a single penny of their own money. $80,000. It is a statistical obstacle course designed to ensure that even if you hit a massive jackpot on your 3rd spin, you will mejburo to feed that money right back into the coming machine until the math inevitably catches up with you. It is like a gym membership where you are legally forbidden from leaving the building until you have personally run all the way to the moon. If a player actually reads the terms and conditions and complains, we do not apologize. We land the joke and move on. We just remind them that the rules are there to prevent international money laundering. Because nothing screams international financial cartel like a guy in Ohio trying to cash out $47 from a digital slot machine. The bonus money isn't money. It is a psychological leash that keeps you attached to the digital. Felt until your bank account looks like a desolate wasteland. Once the player is inside and playing, we let the algorithms do the heavy lifting. Every single game on our platform has a number called the return to player percentage, or RTP. A standard digital slot machine might have an RTP of 96%. When a regular person sees 96%, their brain performs a very comfortable piece of mental gymnastics. They think it means that if they bet $100, they will walk away with $96, meaning their maximum loss is just $4 for an evening of premium digital entertainment. That is an incredibly sweet thought. In reality, the RTP is calculated over millions and millions of spins across the entire user base over an extended period of time. It does not mean you get $96 back tonight. It means one guy in Germany might win $10,000, while 10,000 people in America lose every single dollar they have in their pockets within 20 minutes. The random number generator is completely fair, in the sense that it treats everyone's bank account with the exact same level of ruthless disrespect. But human beings are stubborn creatures who need to feel like they are winning even when they are actively drowning in debt. That is why our software developers invented the near miss effect. Imagine you are playing a high-intensity slot machine themed around ancient Egyptian gods or Viking warriors. The first reel stops on a massive golden crown. The second reel stops on a massive golden crown. The third reel slowly spins clicks and lands exactly 1 millimeter short of the third golden crown. The screen shakes, red lights flash, and a dramatic sound effect plays to signal that you almost had it. Your brain instantly floods with dopamine because it perceives that you were incredibly close to a massive payout. In reality, from a computer science perspective, a near miss does not exist. The random number generator determined the exact outcome of that spin the millisecond you clicked the mouse button. You were not close to winning. You were just as far away from winning as if the machine had displayed a picture of a sad potato and an old shoe. But the psychological impact is identical to a win. The near miss is the slot machine equivalent of your ex texting you, "Hey," at 2 a.m. It means absolutely nothing, but it keeps you engaged for another 3 hours. Our algorithms are constantly watching how you react to these near misses. If our data tracking shows that your mouse movement is slowing down, or that you are hesitating before clicking the spin button, the software knows you are getting frustrated. An unhappy player is a dangerous player, because an unhappy player might close the laptop and go to sleep. So the second you show signs of fatigue, the machine dynamically adjusts. We throw you a tiny, meaningless win, just enough to make you think the tide is turning. We will give you 5 free spins on a game featuring a flashing neon leprechaun who dances across the screen while playing upbeat Celtic music. You win $3.50. The screen congratulates you like you just won a Nobel Prize, and your brain resets its frustration timer. We are essentially conducting a psychological experiment on you, except instead of a lab coat, we are wearing digital camouflage and charging you for the privilege. Eventually, a player will hit a massive losing streak that no amount of flashing leprechauns can fix. They have maxed out their credit card, their savings account is looking remarkably light, and they are starting to have a profound existential crisis about their life choices. This is the exact moment where we deploy our secret weapon, the VIP host. Every online casino has a team of dedicated account managers whose entire job is to monitor the biggest losers on the platform, whom we affectionately refer to as whales. If you lose $10,000 in a weekend, you don't get a warning message from our customer service department. You get a highly personalized email from a beautiful stock photo named Jessica, who informs you that you have been elevated to our exclusive Platinum VIP circle. Jessica is your new best friend. She sends you a personalized message on your birthday. She asks how your dog is doing, and she expresses deep, heartfelt empathy whenever you have a bad run at the tables. Your casino VIP host cares more about your mental health than your therapist, but only because your therapist doesn't profit off your insomnia. Jessica's job is to make sure you never actually quit. If you tell her that you are thinking of closing your account because you need to pay for car repairs, She will instantly credit your account with $500 of loyalty cash. She will tell you that she talked to the management team specifically for you because you are a valued member of the family. It feels incredibly warm and validating. You feel like a high roller walking through the doors of a prestigious casino in Macau, being ushered into a private room away from the common folk. In reality, Jessica is staring at a dashboard that tracks your lifetime customer value, your churn probability, and your remaining credit line. She does not care about your dog. She cares that you still have a functioning line of equity on your house. If a player writes a long, emotional email about how gambling is ruining their marriage, we have to legally step back and block the account to comply with basic licensing laws. But if they just write that they are having a run of bad luck, we lean directly into the warm, self-deprecating corporate embrace. We tell them that the luck is bound to turn around, that the universe owes them a win, and that we are pulling for them behind the scenes. It is a beautiful system of artificial friendship designed to convert human despair into predictable quarterly revenue. But let us look at the worst case scenario for an online casino operator. Every once in a while, the math fails to protect us in the short term. A player sits down at a digital blackjack table, gets incredibly hot, ignores all statistical probability, and somehow turns a $50 deposit into $20,000 of pure profit. They click the big green cash out button, confident that they are about to change their financial life. This is where our legal department enters the room. In a physical casino, if you win $20,000, they hand you a thick stack of $100 bills and you walk out into the parking lot. In an unregulated online casino, trying to withdraw $20,000 is like trying to negotiate a peace treaty with a hostile foreign nation while wearing a blindfold. The withdrawal process is designed to be a psychological obstacle course of pure friction. The moment you request a payout, your account status is instantly flagged for manual verification. We send you an email requesting that you verify your identity to comply with our strict security protocols. We don't just want a photo of your driver's license. We want a high-resolution photo of your passport held next to your face while you are holding today's newspaper, a copy of a utility bill from the last 30 days that matches your registration address exactly, and a certified bank statement signed by a notary public. If the utility bill is a PDF instead of a scanned paper document, we reject it. If your middle name is missing a letter on your registration profile, we lock the account for investigation. If you provide every single document perfectly, we place your withdrawal into a pending status that takes up to 72 business hours to process. 72 business hours is an eternity for someone who has the dopamine pathways of a gambler. The money sits there in your account, visible, tempting, completely usable for wagering. Every hour that the money remains in pending status is an hour where you might get bored. Look at the digital roulette wheel and think to yourself that you could easily turn that $20,000 into $30,000 if you just play smart for 5 minutes. We are essentially betting against your own self-control. And history shows that your self-control has a terribly low return to player percentage. By the time the 72 hours are up, 80% of players have already canceled their withdrawal request and gambled every single dollar back into the platform. They do our job for us. If you are part of the remaining 20% who actually manages to keep their cool and wait out the timer, we invoke our maximum weekly withdrawal limits. We will tell you that due to liquidity caps, we can only pay you out in increments of $500 per week via a sketchy bank transfer from an intermediary company located in Cyprus. At that rate, it will take you nearly a year to get your money, assuming our casino doesn't suddenly rebrand and change its web domain overnight. We don't have to beat you with math if we can simply beat you with administrative exhaustion. It is incredibly easy to sit back and judge the online casino industry as a uniquely evil creation. People love to look at offshore gambling sites and talk about how predatory the design is, how manipulative the loops are, and how tragic it is that people lose track of reality while staring at a screen. But if you look closely at modern life, you realize that our little operation in Curacao isn't an anomaly. It is just the honest version of the modern world. Every single app on your smartphone is currently run by a team of Silicon Valley operators who went to the exact same behavioral psychology schools as our software developers. When you open a popular social media app and pull down on the screen to refresh your feed, that motion is identical to pulling the handle on a mechanical slot machine. The brief pause while the loading icon spins is the digital wheel turning. The notification icon that flashes red when someone likes your photo is the exact same color and frequency as our golden leprechaun jackpot alert. You might not be risking your mortgage on our blackjack tables, but you are definitely spending your finite human attention span refreshing your notifications with the exact same dead-eyed hope of hitting a variable reward. Modern tech companies don't charge you $30 a spin because they don't have to. They just harvest your data, sell your attention to advertisers, and keep you locked in a state of perpetual engagement until your eyes turn red and your coffee goes cold. We are all sitting in the same digital casino. The only difference is that my casino is honest enough to tell you that the house always wins. So what about you? Are you the disciplined shark who can walk away after a tiny win? Or are you the guy currently staring at a loading bar at 3 in the morning, hoping the next spin changes everything? Let me know down in the comments while I process another pending verification request.